Alright, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, Codename Agent. Whoo! Oh, it's danger, god damn it. And check it out, man. For this video, I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the third sneak peek for update 5.9. And I'm speechless, boys. I am speechless. Now, when sneak peek number 1 was initially released, we all seen it. Like, if you have Twitter, like, we all seen it, that yeah, Mr. Sinister was a very likely candidate for this update. However, ladies and gentlemen, it's looking even more likely that that is going to be the case, because if not, there will be blood, right? And lots of it there shall be, because people are very, very excited for one of the best X-Men villains ever, right? And the reason why I don't want to say like this is like 100% confirmation is because they could be playing with us, because there's Mystique, ladies and gentlemen. Mystique is pretty much confirmed, right? Whew, to be coming in the next update, right? We seen in this little trailer right here that they posted on Twitter and on YouTube, you can see Mr. Sinister running, and then you can see Mystique at the end. They could easily finesse us and say, hey, it was Mystique the whole time, and she was just basically revealing herself to us that she was coming, right? That don't play with my heartstrings like that. Future Fight team, listen, I will find you, and there will be hell to pay. Okay? Don't do us like that, man. Please don't do us like that. And the thing is, whew, this is only the third sneak peek. We already have Nimrod confirmed, right? We have the possibility of Mr. Sinister, Nathan Essex, coming to Marvel Future Fight, finally. And Mystique, that's 3 characters. Where's Professor X, right? Where's Professor X? And if we get Professor X, will there be more? Will there be the likes of, I don't know, Exodus coming in this update? And if that's the case, this is going to be a pretty big update, considering we already have confirmation that we're getting minimum 3 new uniforms, right? And another thing is, in this trailer or gift or whatever, right, they're running somewhere. It looks like we could possibly be seeing a new stage of some sort in the game. Maybe that's just something they made for the trailer, but I'm hoping maybe it's Danger Room Extreme, because a couple of you guys were saying maybe that's where Nimrod is gonna go. Instead of being a GBR fight, right, maybe Nimrod is going to be coming, and that's what we're going to be fighting in the Danger Room Extreme version. But the thing is, even the normal version isn't like up to par yet, so I personally I'm not like expecting Danger Room Extreme to be anything like fantastic. Just saying, I want the rewards for the normal version to be fixed, right, before we start talking about extreme modes, because we seen what ABX is. Basically a cash grab with trash rewards. But I don't want to go there, because, you know what I'm saying, it's a can of worms that we don't need to open right now. Let's take a look at the sneak peek, and y'all can let me know how you're feeling, man. I'm hyped one way or the other. If we don't get Mr. Sinister, I'm going to be pissed, but at least we're going to get Mystique. Like, we're guaranteed to get Mystique, right? So the message here on the Marvel Future Fight forum goes, greetings, agents. This is CM Fragment here with an update about the mutant investigation. We've received a tip-off, interesting, okay, about some secret experiments being performed on mutants. So I went to see for myself. And we all know Nathan is notoriously known, right, for cloning people. Cable. Jean Grey, you know what I'm saying? So that's Mr. Sinister's whole schmick. We don't know of Mystique cloning people. She kind of like throws it back like a thought and have babies and run off. R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? Nightcrawler and his childhood. Oh man, and then Future Fight team does my boy Kurt so dirty. Anyways, that's not what we need to talk about here. We don't need to talk about Mystique's life choices, okay? Anyways, as I ran through the facility looking for evidence, I spotted shadowy figures walking down a hallway. Looks like they were running to me, right? And it's basically just the same trailer that I was speaking to you guys about earlier, Mr. Sinister and Mystique. So I suspect that there was more than one person, but it's hard to be certain in such low light. These mysterious figures will be unveiled soon. Find out more in the third installment. Interesting. Find out more in the third installment of the March investigation report. If this was like, isn't this the third installment? Do they mean like the fourth installment, like sneak peek number 4 or sneak peek number 5? They kind of have me confused here, right? Anyways, I'm excited for Mr. Sinister, right? I know a lot of you guys are too. He's one of those characters that people have been asking for a very long time, and it would be dope if they actually created another Epic Quest. It's been a while since we've had one, and Epic Quest generally gets a lot of love from people. So I would be over the moon if they brought in 5 new characters and, like, you know what I'm saying, made it an Epic Quest. That would be dope. The interesting thing is who would be the tier 2 native, who would be the one that you pay money for, right, or crystals for, the Magneto, the Psylocke, right, the Invisible Woman, have you. Who was gonna be that character? I feel like it might be Mystique, but anyways, doesn't matter, right? Either way, you guys can you guys cannot complain because you know what it is when it comes to mutants. You either gotta spend crystals, you gotta spend cash, or you gotta grind it out the slow, painful ways. Like, I don't know, Danger Room, a la Rachel, a la Negasonic. RIP their packs, right? So I'm very, very excited to see how this thing turns out. I love Mr. Sinister. I think he's one of the most like complete villains in the entire like X-Men franchise, right? And it's nice to see that he's actually a part of the game. Well, possibly. Like, I don't want to say like he's here, but like it looks like he's gonna be here. It would be dope if this was a 2-part series and we get more like the uniforms, because I see people are already asking for Storm with the mohawk or Storm with her white suit. You know what I'm saying? Because Magneto was getting his white suit. Man, there's just so many possibilities with Powers of X. But one possibility that we absolutely need to have in this update is Charles Xavier. We need my man to roll up on his wheelchair and fry some people's brains. You dig? Let me know how you guys are feeling, man, because I'm excited. And one of the reasons why I've always loved Mr. Sinister comes from this character right here. Because without Sinister, there would be no Nate Dogg. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I always got to put respect on Mr. Sinister's name. For those of you guys who don't know much about Mr. Sinister, he's basically a genetic scientist that spent his entire life studying Darwin's theory of human evolution. So he basically pioneered the whole mutant schmick, the X gene schmick, before like anyone else, right? I know like Professor X and Magneto, they basically like popularized it. Like when you think of like who discovered mutants and like the face of it all, you think of like Charles Xavier and Eric Lesher, right? You think of those two. However, before them was Mr. Sinister, right? Mr. Sinister essentially spent his entire life, because he's old as dust, right, studying human genetics and evolution. He's basically the Dr. Frankenstein of the Marvel universe, right? And essentially what happened is he lost his kid. His kid died from some disease. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I read his origins, right? And after his kid died, he basically just devoted himself to his work. He dug up his kid, literally like kept him in a freaking tube to study him, to kind of find out why he died, so that he could make sure that other people didn't lose their children like he lost his kid. He tried to convince people that humans were slowly evolving over time, which obviously he was right. But when you're like pioneering something, when you're the first to start to do something, people are going to look at you like you're crazy. That's essentially what they did, right? They shunned him, and he just basically devoted his life to working. After that, he basically ran into the Marauders, and they tried to kill him at first. Then he got them to work for him. He actually like tried to get them to capture Apocalypse. Well, he sent them to find people who had mutation. They stumbled into Apocalypse. They tried to like freaking capture Apocalypse. We know Apocalypse is Apocalypse, so that ain't happening. Apocalypse schooled a whole lot of them, right? Then found out about Mr. Sinister and what he was doing. At that point in time, Apocalypse was not sure what he was, right? Because Apocalypse is the first mutant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though people say it's Namor, there's a debate there, right? So basically, Mr. Sinister helped Apocalypse figure out that he was a mutant and he basically like derived from humans. After that, Apocalypse made an offer to Mr. Sinister saying, hey, do you want to keep doing this forever, basically? Because we know like he has like immortality for the most part, Apocalypse, right? So Apocalypse basically made that offer to Mr. Sinister. At first he said, no, you're crazy, right? But then his wife died and his other kid was born as a stillborn, and then he just freaking like died. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like inside, mentally, he was like, okay. When his wife was dying, she basically said, listen, you are complete evil, you're trash, you are truly sinister, right? And then that was her last words to him on her deathbed. He crumbled. He destroyed everything in his lab and basically was gonna kill himself. After that, he decided, you know what? She's dead. I'm Sinister. The hell with it. I'm gonna link up with Apoc Shakur and we go make this thing fly. You dig? So basically, he went to Apocalypse and Apocalypse used celestial tech on him like he has on himself, and essentially, bada bing, bada boom. Now he has super strength, enhanced healing, and all kinds of other powers, right? Because before he didn't have any powers. He was just a normal person, right? But he was just really smart and he was like well versed in like genetics and human evolution, right? So Apocalypse basically created the Mr. Sinister that we know now with celestial tech. Now they're trying to retcon his history, saying that he's actually a mutant. And I can't remember exactly how Jonathan Hickman did it in Powers Effects. I think he was trying to say like Apocalypse like basically awakened what was already there. But either way, right, Apocalypse and Mr. Sinister go hand in hand, right? And that's kind of why like he as in Mr. Sinister kind of like resembles Apocalypse, right? The color of his skin and like the kind of like clothing that he wears. Either way, Apocalypse and Mr. Sinister are two freaking amazing villains. I absolutely love them, and I cannot wait to see how Mr. Sinister comes to this game, what kind of powers he has, what class he is. He's going to be a tier 2 native like Apocalypse. If not, how powerful is he going to be? I don't want a repeat of another like icon coming to the game and then just basically ending up as like a freaking crutch, like a leadership. You know, I'm scrolling all the way down here because I'm trying to go to this guy. You know what I'm saying? I freaking love Dr. Voodoo. But I ain't gonna lie. Without his leadership, man, he's basically just a Shadowland character. And that's sad. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. In addition to this, they made a post on Twitter. I'm gonna bring it up on screen right now. And it basically is the same post that we saw a couple days ago saying something sinister is coming. However, we're confident our agents are capable of adapting to this change, right? And there's a bit link here saying you should enter the correct answer. However, I don't think this link should actually be here. I think this was a mistake, right? Because I tried Mr. Sinister, I tried Mystique, nothing worked. It's just a dead link. So I think this was a mistake. So don't spend your entire like night or day or whatever, whenever you're seeing this, trying to get a picture, because sometimes, yeah, they make mistakes. They're humans, you know what I'm saying? They make mistakes. They're not mutants, you know what I'm saying? They're still evolving. I'm playing, man. Anyways, I'm looking forward to seeing how this thing flushes out. Hit me in the comments. Let me know which of these two characters you are most excited for. Mr. Sinister or Mystique. If you're excited for both, that's completely fine, because I'm excited for both. Y'all know me, man. I love it. I love it. And the thing is, we're getting like, what? 3 villains. 3 new villains possibly, right? Because Nimrod could possibly be a uniform. So that's why I'm saying possibly, right? But either way, from the looks of it, let's say Nimrod is a character. We're getting 3 new villains. This could possibly be another like completely villain update in terms of like new characters coming in. We know the uniforms gonna go to like Jean Grey, Wolverine, Magneto, etc. But we could see like a heavy turn in the next couple months when it comes to villains and heroes in Marvel Future Fight. Ladies and gentlemen, leave me your thoughts in the comments. Stay safe. It's scary times out there, man. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.